Rock and Roll Trucker.
Welcome to the Rock and Roll Trucker, the channel that likes to rock and roll, the channel that likes to play. We love to eat, we love to truck, we love to see the world around us and just have a big old time. Come on in and have a seat, let's have a good chat. We'll tell you where we're going, we'll tell you where we've been. Yes, that is me playing the music.
What's up, everybody? We're doing a little bit of a different video this time around. It wasn't a great day. Really didn't end up doing a lot of driving. Made next to no money today, and the truck is acting up. So I didn't really feel like doing a lot of talking, just didn't feel up to it today. And I got compelled to make a little bit of a different video here, because I had somebody reach out to me about something today, and just kind of want to give a shout out to a couple of persons really, and talk about the spirit of the, old school type trucker. Not a ton of them left, but they are still out there. And that kind of, the old school trucker is kind of like just old school kind of person anyway. Always willing to reach out, extend a hand, when somebody's having troubles, just there to try and do their part to, help somebody else get down the road, or, just whatever they need. I'd mentioned in my video yesterday about having some truck issues and all, which are still going on. They haven't got any worse, but they haven't got any better. And I had a YouTube user reach out to me. This person has commented, a couple of times for him, watched some of my videos, and I'm a nobody out here, It's like, so this person had no reason to reach out to me other than the fact that they'd seen me on here and they just wanted to extend a hand. I'm nobody to anybody on here. I've got a very, 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 very small channel, with very little reach and all. But I've got a couple people that watch occasionally. But, it's like I've got nothing to offer to anybody, And so this person reaching out to me was purely just out of wanting to be a good human being and a good trucker. And I want to shout out a YouTube user. I think it's at Albert Soto. I think it's at Albert Soto 3780. I can't remember. You can see him in the comments on my last video. We had a couple of back and forths on there, but he saw where I was having troubles, and he saw where I was going to be really not all that far from, where he's at. I kind of had a little bit of a plan in place to try and start taking care of my problem, or at least to try and figure out what the problem was before I heard from him on there. But he said, hey, he basically said you're like about 30 minutes away from, my yard, and, we could have had my mechanic hook up to your truck and try and figure out what's going on. And, he was legitimate about, extending a hand and saying, you can come on over and, we'll see what we can do to help you out, and that kind of got me to thinking, that's a hell of a thing to do for somebody, you don't really know, you've never met, you've only seen via YouTube, somebody that's not really anybody. And it's like that's the spirit of the old school trucker. That guy saw that somebody might need some help, a fellow trucker, and was like, hey, I might not be able to help, but let's see if I can. That's the spirit of it. And I really appreciate that guy. So, if that's your real name, I don't know if that's your YouTube name or if that's your real name, sir, Albert Soto, but I tip my hat to you. Shout out to you for having the spirit of an old school trucker, of an old school, just good human being. There's not a lot of that out there. I've got another friend from way back, from back when I was doing the music stuff and everything. I met him through there, but he is a truck driver as well. He's done all kinds of trucking, dump truck driving and everything. And You know, he saw a Facebook post I made today, and he hopped in there and was like, hey, you know, I got a guy down in Huntsville that might be able to hook you up and help you, you know, if you're anywhere near, you know. And he's always done that. He used to help us out with the music and the band all the time, you know, and different things. His name is my buddy Dustin McDonald down there in the great state of Alabama. Shout out to him. He's always been willing to lend a helping hand, even when it goes forever without us, you know. And we haven't seen each other in quite some time, quite a long time. And still, he, you know, just via the internet and social media, there still extends a hand to try and help. You know, that's back in the day. You know, trucker camaraderie there. Just back in the day, being good people. You know, and you got folks like Rebel Dan. He's on here. Some of you watching this are familiar with this channel on here. I've worked with him, and we worked a job together a few years ago. You probably, if you watched his live video, you heard us chatting and joking and talking about when we were working hauling the trailer truckloads of trash out of the transfer station in Chattanooga, going to the landfills and all the crazy adventures there. We worked together there. And we have both since went different ways on that job, and you know, from that job and on to different things and everything. And we've stayed in touch ever since then and talked very regularly, like very regularly. And he's the kind, you know, he's still got some of that in him. Where, you know, whereas back in the day we were on CBs, you know, it's the age of the phones and stuff now. But he's always there, you know. If you need somebody to keep you awake, get on the phone. He'll get on the phone and just talk to you for miles and miles and miles and miles, and help keep you awake. And you know, like, we both ride motorcycles. He rides a little more than I do, but we both ride. And you know, I talked to him today. I was mentioning about something, you know, some stuff I needed to do to the bike. And he was like, we live fairly close to each other too. He's just right across the state line from me in Georgia there. And he was like, you know, I've got a motorcycle table lift in the garage there. Bring it on over, you know, bring your supplies, and we'll do it up. Willing to extend a hand, you know, he's always, whenever we're talking about a trip I've got to make or something like that, you know, he'll hop on his phone and start looking at routes and be like, you know, this looks like a good one over here. He was doing the owner operator thing, you know, when I got into it. Before that, he's since got out of it, but he's always willing to, you know, give me, you know, advice and experience, you know, from his point of view, from stuff he ran into. And he's been trucking for a long time. And another one of those guys that's just always there to help out. And then I've got a mechanic buddy. His name is Austin, Mr. Austin, and I've been back and forth with him on text messages today. Mr. Austin Harmon there. I've been trying to, I took the truck to TA, or to a Petro, and they were able to run the diagnostics, but I got a PACCAR engine. You got to have special software to fully diagnose everything. But they were able to tell me what all the codes were I was throwing and everything, and gave me a printout. And I took pictures of that and I sent it to him, and he immediately got back to me and started trying to help me diagnose that. He is always super helpful. No matter what he's doing, he'll always take time to answer questions, you know, when I've got issues, you know, to help me figure stuff out and figure out what I need to do to get stuff fixed. And excuse me, I keep on scratching. I had a few videos ago, you might have seen, I had some kind of rashy stuff from a plant or something, and it's basically gone away, but it's still, where it's healed up, it's itchy now. I look like a tweaking out meth head over here. I promise I'm not picking at myself like a meth addict over here. But yeah, Austin, he's another one of them that's always just ready to help somebody out any way he can. I'm lucky to know a few people like that. But Albert Soto on YouTube here, he really, that kind of just struck me as a hell of a nice thing to do, to offer, you know, the use of his yard and mechanic, and just generally wanting to try and help somebody that he doesn't know, other than, you know, seeing on here, somebody that's a, you know, I'm a nobody, and still he's seen me on here and been like, hey, you know, that's got me to thinking. Help, you know, let's get this mentality back. You know, let's get this. Trucking has gone so far downhill, and a lot of like drivers are so isolated from each other now, from technology and the phones and truck stops pulling out the restaurants and the coffee counters and stuff like that. And most drivers aren't running CBs now. Just no interaction. Nobody helps anybody with anything, and that needs to come back. You know, I don't know how much longer regular truck driving as we know it's going to be around. The more the AI and automated trucks come in, and electric trucks are on the way in, and you know, there's going to be a need for us for a good while, but it's slowly evolving into something else, and we need to make the best of it while we can, and make it better for each other while we're out here. Quit trashing up our surroundings, you know. Quit tearing things up. Quit making, you know, just quit making things bad. Start lifting each other back up out here and helping each other. You know, if you see a driver in need, help him, help her. You know, just whatever you can, even if it's a simple, hey, how you doing today? You know, if they look down and they just need to sit down and chat it up in the truck stop, you know, sitting in the Wendy's with a cup of coffee or something, you know, have your fellow drivers, you know, have their back every now and again. I've got lots of problems going on right now with the truck and the lack of money that had been coming in from the, you know, current climate and the freight market and everything, and I'm still standing. I'm going to keep on standing, but I've got uphill battle ahead of me to fully get back on track, and it felt kind of nice to just see somebody be a decent human being and reach out today. So shout out to that guy. Shout out to Albert Soto on YouTube, and shout out to buddy Dustin and Dan and Austin and all of you other people out there, all of you other drivers that still give, you know, somewhat of a crap about this industry and the people that are in it. You know, there's a lot of bad apples out here. Take care of the, you know, help take care of the good ones. And if you see one of the bad ones in a tough spot or a bad way, help them out. See if you can steer them down the right path and give them something to, you know, think about. But I'm going to get off here. I know this isn't my usual kind of video. Not exciting. No driving footage. Nothing much. Other than that subject, I just wanted to say hello. Thank you to every single one of you that actually have watched. And, oh yeah, Mr. Barry Gibson, you were always commenting on my videos. You're like you're one of the very, very, very few I've got that hops in there very, very regularly and comments and tells me to have a good day all the time. Well, right back at you. You have yourself a good day. I do appreciate, and I see all of your comments and try and get back to you in some form or fashion every time. Yeah, I just wanted to cover that subject a little bit and just shout those people out and everybody else out there that's out there trying to do the right thing, trying to do it the right way, trying to be good, helpful human beings. Don't just be that way in trucking. Be that way in life. You know? Try and give more than you take. It's tough out there for all of us. All of us, especially all of us in the middle and on the bottom. It's not easy for any of us. Not just us truck drivers. So strive to be a decent human being and treat everybody as well as you can. And if you have an opportunity to help. Y'all be good. That's all I've got for now. I hope you get something out of it. Hope it gives you something to think about. Y'all have a good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be, wherever you're at, where you're watching this. We'll see y'all tomorrow out on the road somewhere. We're going to go pick up this last load, deliver it in Winter Haven, Florida Friday, Hopefully the truck holds out. Get that off, return all the stuff to JRV, bobtail it back up to Tennessee, and start the next adventure. I'll see you on the roads real soon. Talk to you tomorrow. Y'all be good. Bye-bye.